Hi everybody, welcome back to my red kitchen. Today I'm going to keep on cooking with my scalloped potatoes. I'm going to make meatloaf. This is called Alice's meatloaf because Alice was the name of the woman that gave us the recipe, and it's delicious. So I'm going to start off with 2 pounds of ground beef. This is 73/27. I usually use 80/20, but that's what they had, so we'll deal with it. It'll be fattier. It'll still be good. So we got ground beef. Use a large bowl to put it in. Okay, there's my ground beef. Don't worry, I washed my hands. I always wash my hands after touching meat and eggs. Okay, so we have 2 pounds of ground beef, a cup of cracker crumbs. These I'm using, you can use any kind of cracker crumbs. You can use oats. I like oats too, half and half. Half cracker crumbs, half oats. These are club crackers. I use them in my scalloped potatoes, so I'm just going to finish up the bag and pour the rest in here. So there's my crackers. Like I said, I use oats too. Just pour the rest from this. There's only like a tablespoon, just a few in there. A few crumbs, get them out. Might as well use them up. Can't hurt anything. Okay. Now we want 3/4 cup of milk. Again, half and half. 3/4 cup. So here's a half a cup. And we're just going to make it. I'm going to have to buy some more creamer for tomorrow. Yeah. Oh well, we'll live. There's enough for someone to have a cup of coffee. First person to have the coffee gets to go get the creamer. And you can use 1 tablespoon of dried onion. I like to put onion in, so this is about a half a cup of onion. Just some chopped up onion. Put it in there. It's Vidalia onion. A half a cup of ketchup. This is such an easy recipe and it's so delicious. It's probably pepper. Yeah, Alice was a good friend of my mother and father's. Her and her husband were friends. They were older though, so back when they were old, my parents were younger. So they were probably in their 60s when my parents were in their 40s. Got a half a cup of ketchup. 2 eggs. So I've got my organic, range-free eggs. Makes me feel good for the chickens and helps me support the farmers. Okay, so there we go. I know other people do their eggs fancy. I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to get all that. Okay, so I got my hands washed between the eggs. Now we need salt and pepper. Oh, one more thing. For every pound of meat that I use a tablespoon of brown sugar. One thing you might want to remember. Normally I put bacon on top of this. I forgot to put bacon on the list, so I don't have bacon. I'm going to put cheese on top. Leftover cheese from the scalloped potatoes. But if you happen to get sweet bacon, whatever, that has brown sugar bacon, maple sugar, it makes it a little bit too sweet. To me, my other two kids, they love it. I thought it was too sweet, and I like stuff. So it's up to you. Do whatever you want. Just remember that. Okay, so I have 2 pounds of beef, so I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Yeah, you press it down. I think everybody knows. You press brown sugar down real hard, real tight. And again, make it how you want it. Maybe you don't want brown sugar. The recipe doesn't call for it. That's what I do because we're sugarholics. And your salt and pepper. I say we're sugarholics, but I also eat a kale shake every day. Make a kale shake. They're really nasty. Okay. It does not have how much salt and pepper to put in. So I'm just going to go with a teaspoon because a teaspoon seems to be normal. A teaspoon. And a half a teaspoon of pepper. Oh, my fingernails are so flimsy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, about a half teaspoon pepper. Yeah. And now you mix it up. Okay. Take your hands and squish it all up. Ain't this fun? And this is where you'll find out what you need more of, if anything. My mother was the pro at this, and she was the pro at everything. But unless it's really, really runny, I can't tell that it needs anything. I mean, I can, but she knew exactly, like even before she had it mixed. But she cooked all the time, every day. We had dinners every single day. And a lot of people do. But ours were always home cooked. Homemade buns. Oh, I loved her homemade buns. They were so delicious. We had beans a lot too when we were kids. And my mother always made homemade buns. So even though you didn't like beans, which I love beans now, but even though you didn't like beans, as kids we did not like beans. We loved the buns, so that was like the reward. Okay, so you just mix it. That's probably been about a minute of mixing. And it's ready to go. So I have a really nice pan. I love this pan. It's so pretty. So I have a little one, a little pan for my father. I'm going to make him my 91-year-old father. He's going to love this. I'm going to make him his own serving size or his own little meatloaf. And you can throw it in there and form it in there. Just one of my family's favorite meals, meatloaf, and I love meatloaf sandwiches. But it really is a good meatloaf. It's just simple. Which I guess meatloaf should be simple. But it's so delicious. Alice's meatloaf. Okay. Now, like I said, normally you put bacon on top, or some people make the brown sugar and ketchup topping, which that's okay too. I'm just going to bake it like this, and then toward the end, I'm going to throw some provolone and Swiss cheese on top. The leftover from my scalloped potatoes. And I've never done this before, but I'm going to see what it turns out like I can't imagine it being bad. I mean, it's cheese on meatloaf. How much better can you get? Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, hands are washed. When I had kids, that's when I became acutely aware of getting sick. Because when you have 3 kids, if I got sick, everybody got sick. And then that's 4 people sick. Or if one of them got sick, then we all got sick. And of course, then you learn about raw meat and raw this, raw that. And so I'm careful about that. I don't want anything, if it's on my hands, it's going to get washed off and go in the drain. Other people aren't like that, but I am. Okay, so here's my meatloaf. Looks pretty, doesn't it? Not ready to eat. Here's my dad's meatloaf. My 91-year-old dad. He's going to be so happy. And we'll get that done and run it out to him. So I have my potatoes in the oven at 375. I'm going to put my meatloaf in too. Here she has bake uncovered, 350 degrees, 1 to 1.5 hour. So I have it at 375. That's fine. I'm going to put them in at 375 with my potatoes. And I may or may not turn it down. If I do, I'll let you know. But these bake at least an hour to an hour and a half. So I'm going to put them in now. And then too, since I have so many things, you know, have the potatoes, the more things you put in the oven, they say, you know, you might have to increase your temperature. So it's 375. It won't hurt anything. And so I did not set the timer for the potatoes. What do you mean? Everything I do is wrong. It'll be fine though. So I would guess they've been in there for at least 15 minutes now. So I'll see you back in about 45 minutes. Actually, I'll see you back in an hour for the meatloaf. Okay. Hi everybody, I'm back. It's been an hour, and I think my father's meatloaf is done. Let's take a look. Yeah, what I'm going to do is throw some cheese on his and let it melt. I'm going to throw cheese, provolone cheese on, because I don't have bacon. And we're not crazy about the red stuff. It's okay, but so I put 2 slices of bacon. Never tried this before, but I can't imagine it not being delicious. And then I'm taking the top off of the potatoes, and I'm just going to switch them around here because they're browning up nice on the left side. Okay, my meatloaf for the family is not done yet. So push that back in. And I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes for, maybe only 5 minutes for my dad's meatloaf. And then the other ones are going to cook for another half an hour at least. Okay, so I'll see you back in a half an hour. Okay, we're back. So with the meatloaf, my father's meatloaf came out nice. I put some cheese on it. I drained the fat. There was a lot of fat. And about a minute ago, I put cheese on top of ours. And here it is. I need to drain the fat off that or just let it sit. But about a half an hour ago, I did turn the oven down to 350 from 375. And looks pretty good. It's done. And I'm going to cut a piece and try it. Oh, let me bring it back. I'll let it cool a little bit. It's very hot because I just took it out. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Looks very good. And it's very hot. I'm not ready to eat it yet. I'm the kind of person that likes my food lukewarm. If it sits out for a while, I'm good. As opposed to most people, they like it hot. Cheese on it, which would normally be bacon, or the sweet red sauce. Smells good. Tastes good. Tastes delicious, and the cheese is actually a nice little change. That would be good on a sandwich, because I know I'll be making a sandwich. Okay, so there you have it. Alice's meatloaf. You can make it today, put it in your refrigerator, bake it tomorrow, or bake it today, but it's handy to have. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.